In this video, we will explore how to manage multiple structures efficiently using arrays in the C programming language. An array of structures is a collection of structures, where each structure in the array is of the same type. To declare an array of structures, first define the structure using the struct keyword. For example, we can define a structure named student, with members like name, as a character array of size 50, roll number as an integer, and marks as a floating point number. Once the structure is defined, we can create an array of structures. For instance, to create an array named students that can hold 100 student structures, we declare it as struct students of size 100. This array allows you to store and manage data for multiple students in a structured manner. An array of structures can be initialized at the time of declaration using nested braces. Each inner set of braces represents one structure in the array. For example, consider a structure named student, with members like name as a character array, roll number as an integer, and marks as a floating point number. To initialize an array of 3 student structures, we can use the following syntax. We declare struct students of size 3, and then assign values to each element within braces. The first student, Alice, has a roll number of 101 and marks of 92.5. The second student, Bob, has a roll number of 102 and marks of 85.0. The third student, Charlie, has a roll number of 103 and marks of 78.5. To access individual elements in an array of structures, use the array index followed by the dot operator to access the structure members. For example, to access and print the name, roll number, and marks of the first student in the students array, which is at index 0, you can use the printf function with the following format specifiers. Print the name using students of 0.name, the roll number using students of 0.roll number, and the marks using students of 0.marks. To modify the elements of a structure in the array, you can directly assign new values to the structure members using the dot operator. For instance, to update the marks of the second student, which is at index 1 to 88.5, you would write students of 1.marks equals 88.5. Similarly, to change the name of the third student, which is at index 2 to David, you can use the string copy function, passing students of 2.name, and the string David as arguments. To iterate through an array of structures, you can use a for loop to access each element in the array. For example, consider an array of 3 student structures, where each structure contains the student's name, roll number, and marks. To print the details of each student, you can use a for loop that iterates from I equals 0 to I less than 3. Inside the loop, you can use the printf function to display the student's details. For each student, print the student number as I plus 1, the name as students of I.name, the roll number as students of I.roll number, and the marks as students of I.marks. Arrays of structures can be passed to functions either as the entire array or by passing individual elements. When passing the entire array, the function receives a pointer to the first structure. Here are 2 function prototypes. First, a function named displayStudents that takes an array of student structures and an integer representing the size of the array as arguments and returns void. Second, a function named updateMarks that takes a pointer to a student structure and a floating point number representing the new marks as arguments and returns void. When calling these functions, you can pass the students array and its size to the displayStudents function, and pass the address of a specific element in the array, along with the new marks to the updateMarks function. For example, display students of students array in size 3, and update marks of address of students of 1 and new marks as 90.0. Here's a complete example demonstrating the use of an array of structures to manage student records. First, we define a structure named student, with members' name, roll number, and marks. In the main function, we declare an array named class of 3 student structures. Then we use a for loop to input student data for each student in the class. Inside the loop, we use the scanf function to read the name, roll number, and marks for each student. Next, we find the highest marks among all students. We initialize a variable named highest with the marks of the first student. Then we iterate through the rest of the students, comparing their marks with the current highest value. If a student has marks higher than the current highest, we update the highest variable accordingly. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.